Good afternoon. My name is Daniel Garza, and today I will be talking to you about hypersexuality with homosexuality. First, let me tell you a little bit about my study. We are looking at the hypersexual atmosphere within the gay culture, specifically the dating and hookup scene at gay bars. I noticed that eye contact, physical gesture, and the lingo and conversation all played a role in the hypersexuality within gay men. Another focus was the dating apps geared towards gay men. If we move on to slide 2, the method I used for this study was field observation. The study took place in San Antonio, Texas. The area I focused on was the gay strip in San Antonio that is located off North St. Mary Street near downtown. We visited 4 different bars that are called the Heat, Pegasus, Sparky's, and the Essence. With the 4 different visits I did, I went with different people each time to get a better observation of the interactions that took place within myself and around others. The first time I went by myself, the second visit I went with my boyfriend, the third visit I went with a male friend that is straight, and the fourth time I went with a female friend that is straight. It's important to note that each visit I did go to each of the bars to get more accurate results. From our results, the first thing that I noticed that proved the hypersexuality within the culture was the body gestures that we will talk about in slide 4. Eye contact was a very strong gesture that was seen at the bars. I noticed roughly 9 out of 10 males would look at another individual that I'm assuming they found attractive with a very aggressive stare. With most heterosexual couples, one will see another person they think is attractive and discreetly look at them and maybe give them a smile. Not with gay men. There is something that was called the 3-second stare, where when they are looking at each other, if they don't turn away within 3 seconds, then they are attracted to them and they will most likely join a conversation with them. Another physical gesture I noticed was touching. Within heterosexual individuals, it would not be allowed for a man to grab a woman's butt or their front part in general, but specifically without asking them or without even knowing them. Again, not for the gay culture. People were grabbing each other's butts and their crotches left and right while I was there. They didn't know the other person, they were simply just passing them by and either gave them the 3-second stare or just thought they were attractive and wanted to do it. This touching is definitely a sign of the hypersexuality. If you look at slide 5, you'll see a graph that has several different descriptions of an individual's body, such as their type, build, hair, age, and notes about them. These are titles that men within the gay culture give themselves or even give others. I witnessed several conversations where their lingo was brought up. One conversation that happened was on my first visit when I was sitting alone at the bar. This older gentleman was also sitting by himself that was next to me. A younger man walked up to him, and the first comment the older man said was, "You must be looking for a daddy." The younger person replied, "Yes." Without getting to know each other or even making small talk, they immediately jumped to their sexual preferences. The conversation in general that happened on several of my visits were all sexual in their intent, regardless of who I was with. Next, on slide 6, you'll see several images on the right-hand side, which are all logos for different gay dating apps. Online dating apps have been increasing in number and subscribers every year. The majority of individuals on these sites are not relationship seekers and are only for a one-time sexual hookup. These dating apps aren't meant for those who are looking for conversation or small talk, but rather jump straight to the point of what type of body do you have and what type of sexual encounter are you looking for. These apps use your geolocation to show others around you that are also looking for a sexual encounter at the time. Although there are also dating apps for straight individuals, they are not the same. Almost all dating apps use your geolocation and update every couple minutes, while straight apps such as Tinder only update every hour. So it's much harder to find someone who's currently in your area looking for the same thing. These apps also help those who are not openly gay fulfill their sexual needs. They are able to live a straight lifestyle and still have their sexual needs met. Those who are in the closet add to the notion that homosexuals are hypersexual. When someone's sexual needs are limited to these anonymous hookups or the 4 single gay bars that are in San Antonio, then when they finally encounter another gay male, the first thing they want to do is engage in a sexual encounter. Males in general are very hypersexual, so a gay male having to be limited to all these would definitely be hypersexual when encountering it. On slide 7, you see examples of what the dating apps ask you to fill out or for others to see. It has your tribe, age, height, weight, body type, ethnicity, what you're looking for, and so on. Listed on the right are a couple examples of gay lingo that is used within these apps. In conclusion, hypersexuality is visible and active in the gay community. It's seen through body gestures, conversation, and dating apps. The hypersexuality within these cultures could diminish once it's okay for gay men to be out about their sexuality. Not all gay men participate in online dating apps or anonymous hookups. A large part of it is because so many have to stay in the closet, and it's their only source of sexual interaction without outing themselves. And even if they are out of the closet and don't feel safe in their city or where they're at, then they're limited to these very few gay spaces that allow them to be open about who they are. Well, I thank you for listening to my study, and I hope it was informative to you. Thank you, and have a good night.